Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Cappies in mid-December? We're getting very close to your birthday season, my good friends. I hope you're planning the party. But let's see what energies, messages, insights that we could take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you should lean into. So that's always intriguing. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cappy in mid-December. What's the vibe? What's the energy for my good friends? There we go. Nice and quick. Okay, so this card to me is a double-edged sword, because part of it is like really nice, lighthearted, fun, but then there's like this other side. So I guess it depends on the situation you're dealing with, because, you know, whenever we see a card with somebody pulling the strings, that's something we need to investigate further. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this jester kind of chilling there, playing with the puppets. So to me, the good part about it is that it's lighthearted and fun. This person's actually playing, using their imagination, putting on a little show. So for some of you, maybe Spirit's just asking you to cut loose a little bit, or lighten the energy, lighten the mood, do something that you enjoy, specifically if you've been going through one, or even if things have been a little dull or a little stale. Spirit just wants you to have a good time. But as I was alluding to earlier, the other side of this card, when we see a puppet master, can represent either very complex situations, somebody pulling strings from behind the curtain. I don't want to dive too deep and be like, oh, it's manipulation. We're not going to fully go there until we see what's in the cards. But there could be certain situations where someone could be pulling strings from behind the curtain. So just keep your eyes open. Watch out for anything that's a little mysterious, unknowns, especially if your intuition's telling you something. Because there might be more layers to the onion with whatever situation you're dealing with than you see on the surface. But aside from that, it's cutting loose and having a good time. So, and yeah, the fact that he's putting on a show, but we're not going to look too deep into it. We're going to let him chill over there. He could keep doing the puppet show. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Cappy. What do we got for my good friends? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So there seemed to be a looping energy last week. The reading was titled A Big Return. So that could be a variety of different things. So whether it's thought processes, behaviors, people, situations, to me there was like this big circular loop or cycle. So that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. So keep in mind there could be various things popping back up or re-emerging when I see that type of vibe. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cappy. What do we got in mid-December, please? What do we got for our good friends? There we go. Thank you. Okay. I mean, that's good for money, finances, and work. We do need to look into this further, though. I see the 4 of Pentacles as a neutral card. Some other people would disagree, but it really just depends on your situation. It's a great money card, I'll tell you that. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. Lovers, cool. So the energy does start to open up a little bit when we get to the center. I like that, the way the energy seems to flow. Let's get one more here. What do we got for the Cappies, please? There we go. Thank you. Okay. All right. So you're going to have a bonus, but here on the 3rd position, we have the beautiful but stern Queen of Swords, and then you got the 5 of Pentacles as a bonus. Yeah, there's some things we want to look at here this week, Capricorn. I'm not nervous about what I'm seeing. There is some good potential in the energy for you. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I always like to look at the elements. We have an intriguing makeup here because there is your power element showing up heavily. You're an earth sign. So we got earth here with the 4 pentacles and the 5 of pentacles on the split ends with the bonus. Now, earth, that represents the earthly realm. Now, it can be feelings of security, feelings of stability. When I see pentacles, I think of work, family, home, career, finances, investments. So the earthly realm, what we live within. So like the structures. So I think that it's a pretty good energy specifically for Capricorn. It's sturdy, it's predictable. The downside to a lot of earth energy, yeah, sometimes it could be a little stubborn. For some of you, maybe there are certain situations you might feel like it's not moving to your liking or might feel a little bit stuck. But the other element that we have here is the complete total opposite to all this like calm, secure energy. We have the Lovers and Queen of Swords, both are of the air element. Now, air is a very pragmatic element. It's smart, it's intelligent, sharp. So I like it for the intellectual aspect. So there could be a lot on the mind. You might be seeing things clearly, either that. Just watch the overthinking when there's a lot of air in the mix. Big for communication, big for speaking. So we do want to take a much closer look at it. The downside to a lot of air and energy is that sometimes it could be a little cold, be a little detached, it could be a little harsh. So that's something we're going to pay attention to as we move through the reading. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number 1, we are starting with the 4 of Pentacles. Now, I did mention a little bit when it first came out, it depends on our lens here, but we see that individual clasped on to that 1 pentacle. It's like he's hoarding all the pentacles. So again, for work, finance, career, I generally really like this. It's somebody stacking the pentacles. So I think of monetary increase. I think of saving. I think of investing. This is a really good card for any financial thing. So if you've been going through some rough financial times, this is a good sign that that energy might start swinging in your favor to stability and increase. But it's slow and steady over time. Now, the reason this gets a rough reputation is when we look at the interpersonal aspects of it, because notice that person's holding on to something, literally. So that's what it can mean in an emotional sense. Could it be someone that's a little possessive? Sure. Could it be someone that's a little jealous? Possibly. Could be grudgy in the worst case scenario. It's somebody that is holding on to a situation or something and not willing to let it go. So this is a very long memory. And the fact that it's not moving at all. So I usually like an action card in the front, but this energy is standing firm, standing put. So for some of you, maybe there's a situation where you're just like, nope, this is my line. I'm staying put right here. It's very sure of itself. So we'll see. We'll see if this is problematic or if it's a good thing. I feel like it could go either way, depending on your situation. Now, moving to the middle, we have total opposite. We got the beautiful Lovers. So you see Adam and Eve there. We got the Archangel Raphael, the Archangel of Healing. So this is a beautiful card to me. Now, of course, it represents soul ties, soul connections. Doesn't always just have to be romance, even though it's lovers. It's just someone that we share a very close, intense bond with here. So again, friend, family, lover, could be any of those. It's just someone where we're on the same frequency and vibration. So when we clarify it, it might just show us how someone might be feeling or the actions they might take or personal relationships in general, like whether it's good seas or rough waters. We're going to have to take a look at it. Aside from that, if we put that to the side, the Lovers is a very smooth, silky, easy flowing, easy going type of energy. So I like when we go from the 4 of Pentacles into the Lovers because it's like, okay, now the energy is starting to open up and flow. So we'll look at it. Obviously, the downside to this could represent issues with somebody that you're very close with, but we're not going to harp on that. Just going to get them tucked in right there. Now, moving to the very back end, we got the strong, firm Queen of Swords. For a portion of you, maybe you're connected to an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Remember, it's not gender specific. This could even be an energy that you are stepping into. Now, when I see queens, I always say they represent the internal aspects of their suit. So when we see her, she's very smart, very intelligent, extremely practical, sees the truth of a matter, sees things for what they are. So when we have the Queen of Swords, I'm like, okay, this could actually be really good. It's honest, it's straightforward, blunt and to the point. So, I mean, what I know of Capricorns, usually very honest, blunt individuals. You might be a little extra blunt when she shows up. The downside to her, She does often show up when there might be serious things going on or things that we might want to take seriously. She can be a little cold and a little harsh, just like the element itself. So we will take a very close look at that Queen of Swords. She could be really important, whether that's an energy you're holding or somebody else. Moving to the back end, the bonus, and again, it's just a minor footnote. We have the Five of Pentacles. You see these people, looks like they're out in the cold. So in its challenge, yeah, this card could represent loneliness, isolation, missing somebody. You might be a little more emotional or sentimental than you normally are when this card shows up. The good thing about it is that it generally represents a rough patch. Watch the spending when this card is here. But the silver lining to this card is like, all right, there is something going on. Might not be comfortable, but it's not permanent. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Pentacles. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cappy, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get that Four of Pentacles, please. Really want to get to the Queen. Like, she's really taken up a lot of my... Okay. So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. This could be a good turnaround. All right. So the Seven of Swords isn't always bad. It is someone that is like very, very protective about material things, money, assets, stuff like that. For some of you, maybe it's spirit telling you, hey, just keep an eye on your stuff, monetary wise. So keep a close eye. It's like I have everything down to the penny. I like the particular aspect of it. But the Seven of Swords in reverse to me is a good thing. Now, this card is one of the mystery cards. Sure, can it represent thieves and snakes and untrustworthy people? Absolutely. But when I see it in reverse underneath the Four of Pentacles, it's like I'm being cautious, I'm being safe, I'm being practical. So for a lot of Capricorns, there could be various situations in this time where you're taking the safe road. And that could be a good thing, right? Slow and steady, safe. Or somebody is, even if that's not you. But the initial thing I felt here intuitively, if we put that other message to the side, when I see this mysterious card in reverse under the Four of Pentacles, this to me can represent a change, an unexpected or a surprising change, especially since the energy loosens as we move forward. Now, I want to see if this surprising, unexpected change is a good one. But yeah, we go from this like solid, stable, predictable, boop, and then the energy opens up. So we're going to keep going. And there is this caution. So whether that's how you're acting or that's how spirit's telling you to deal with the situation, it's like cautious, be careful. Doesn't mean something bad's going to happen. Doesn't mean the sky is falling, but be cautious. Let's keep going over to the Lovers. We'll see what they have. Okay, that's okay. I mean, you would think Four of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, that would be a rough message, but in my intuition, I feel like it's actually cautious and prudent. Let's go in on the Lovers. See what they have. Really interested in the Queen, though. There we go. So it pays off. Doing something the right way pays off. So just as I've been saying, like the cautious road, the slow and steady, the meticulous. Now, for some of you, when I see the Lovers with the Nine of Cups, this is great for relationships. So whether it's friends, family, or otherwise, when I see this energy, it's open, it's welcoming, it's just flowing really well. So if you've been having issues in the relationship realm with whoever it might be, this is a good sign that you could be seeing a turnaround in that realm where the energy starts to actually flow in your favor or loosen up in a positive way. That looks good, especially with what we've been seeing with how the energy kind of changes unbeknownst. Now, the Nine of Cups, sure, can it be a little too nice sometimes? Yes, but I'm not getting any bad feelings here. This does feel like a process paying off or caution paying off. So I like it. Now, could it be monetary? Sure. It really depends on your story. But I feel like the prudent, cautious approach, slow and steady, will pay off for somebody here. So I would take I don't want to say road less traveled, but it's like just easy, just precautions. We're going to keep going. I like it. Love that payoff energy. Feels like a win to me. And big improvements could be coming in personal relationships, that's for sure. It just feels so open and smooth. Let's go in on the Queen of Swords. We'll see if it stays that way. But why is the Queen of Swords here? So far, so good, Cappy. Why is the queen in the mix? Please. Where's the queen here? Thank you. Yeah? Wow. Okay. The more serious you take something, the better. That's how it feels to me. So we have the sun in the upright underneath this Queen of Swords. Now, for a very small portion of you, this could be like an aha moment, eureka moment, like, all right, it all makes sense. So for a lot of you, could this be a revelation of some sort? Could it be a realization where it's like, oh, all the dots finally connect. Now I get it. Now I understand. Sure, that's like initially the first thing that's popping up. But the sun itself, best card in the deck. I mean, it is Leo energy. And when I see it underneath the Queen of Swords, it's like, if you take it seriously, if you do it the logical way, the slow way, the smart way, you can't lose. Like, that's how this energy feels to me. So it's like a serious win. And only if you take something seriously, though. So whether it's a process that you might be going through, whether it is a relationship, so like the more serious you take it, the better the result. So I'm liking this energy this week, Capricorn. I really am. There's a lot of underlying victories and wins. Once this energy opens up and changes in the front, that's when all the dots start to connect and everything just starts to kick into a good place. So I like this. So again, with like the change, the payoff, and now this serious style win on the end, I think there's a lot of claimable energy for you this week. I think leading up into your birthday season, it looks like a good transition of positive energy. So I think it's super claimable. So we're going to put the sun down right there. Yeah, I mean, aside from the wins, victories, payoffs, all that good stuff, yeah, the sun just could be eureka moments or things like finally making sense. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So I like your reading this week, Capricorn. It's really nice. If you kindly look in the box position number one, we got the Four of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. I did say this felt like a more cautious approach to something, which I think is a good thing. So whether it's a person, a work thing, it's like be cautious about it. Don't be too aggressive. Just take precautions. That's like my big vibe here. But I also got the intuitive vibe of a surprising or unexpected change or a shift in energy. And that could be coming in a lot of different areas of life. Even if you're not like doing much, it's like the energy just finds its way to you. In the center, we have the Lovers with the Nine of Cups in the upright. Beautiful, open, welcoming. So if you've been having issues or haven't been speaking to someone or you're just not on the right vibration, I just love the give and take of this energy, the open, easy flow. So now is a great time to patch things up, work on relationships, solve issues between you and people you care about. To me, it also feels like a big payoff of some kind of process paying off. On the back end, we got the beautiful Queen of Swords with the sun in the upright. So again, eureka moments, aha moments, sure, revelations, that could all be a thing. But to me, it's like a very serious win where it's like the more serious you take it, the better the results. And to me, it's like you can't lose. Just do the logical thing. That's how it feels. Do the logical thing. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got for Cappy? Cute, cool. Nine of Swords. So I'm pretty surprised to see this, honestly, with like all this beautiful energy. Yeah, I get it. We had a lot of air element showing up. And the Nine of Swords, I mean, it could be a lot of different things. Now, normally this is the card of the person. They're sitting up in bed, stressing out. So watch out for anxiety. Watch out for being on edge. You might need to get some energy out, especially if you've been feeling on edge about something. Spirit might want you to expend energy, whether it's through physical activity or through creative means. You might need an outlet when this card is in the mix. But it is also a big card of sleep, like actually sleeping, resting, relaxing. You might be having a lot of vivid, interesting dreams in this time when the Nine of Swords shows up in the shadows. To me, I don't want to say it feels like a foreboding type of energy, but it's like, oh, I feel something and I can't put my finger on it. I feel something coming and I don't know what it is and it's making me nervous. I see good energy around you in general. I'll say that. But it's just something to watch out for, especially if you're having issues sleeping or you're overtired with this card. Either that or someone you're connected to is stressing and you're picking up on the vibes. So we're just going to let that chill over there, Capricorn. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like further clarification on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My December schedule is live right now, and the spots go quick, so go check it out, see what's available if you want to have a chat with me. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks for all skill levels, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you resonate with most? When you see it in a reading, it's like, yeah, that's me. Put your answer in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.